Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to P4P TV. This is Michael and it's been a while, but I'm back! In what could be his last fight in Australia for some time, Tszyu will enter the ring for his third bout this year. Only on this occasion, Tszyu will be making his first title defense as a fully-fledged WBO Super Welterweight champion. Tszyu takes on American and WBC Interim champ Brian Mendoza for the WBO title, a title that technically is still in the possession of Jermell Charlo. That all changes come the end of September though, when Jermell Charlo steps into the ring with Canelo Alvarez. On that night, Charlo will be stripped of his status as WBO champion. The move will also bring about the end of his reign as Undisputed champion for the 154-pound division, a standing he has held since mid-2021. Tszyu will officially be elevated to full champion status, and only weeks later at the Gold Coast Convention Centre, Queensland, Sunday the 15th of October, the same location that Tszyu scored a sensational knockout of Carlos Ocampo. Tszyu will face Mendoza, who will be looking to make Tszyu's ascendancy as champion a short-lived one. Be sure to tune in because this one could have fireworks written all over it. Tim the Soul Taker Tszyu, or as he is occasionally and whimsically referred to at times even by himself, John Wick. Behind the whimsy, however, lies a dead serious objective. And just like the character Wick, Tszyu also has a list. That is, a list of fighters that he would like to face. Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford, and of course, Jermell Charlo are all on the hit list and are all fights that Tszyu is looking at down the line when an eventual and inevitable move up in weight division occurs, something that he has stated clearly in interviews is his intention. Tszyu has remarked repeatedly that he wants to fight the best, and certainly the aforementioned names fit the description. Nevertheless, before any of that can happen, Tszyu must focus on Brian Mendoza, and at the time of uploading this, Tszyu will either be back or on his way back to Australia to do just that. In a surprising move, as far as I'm aware, the Tszyu camp have decided to forego attending the Charlo vs Alvarez fight to come back home and prepare for Mendoza. Surprising because I would have thought attending the Charlo vs Alvarez fight was a great opportunity for further exposure to the American and global audience. There might have even been a potential face-off or exchange with either Charlo or Alvarez, for the cameras. Still, Tszyu has a fight and promotion of said fight to focus on back home, and naturally it takes precedence. Mendoza already brought the novelty of a freakishly tall guy who fights on the inside, crashing down to earth with a knockout victory over his last opponent, Sebastian Fundora. Point being, Mendoza is not someone to be overlooked, and clearly he has the power to stun and stop opponents. In this fight, neither man has to go looking for the other, as both fighters can stand and trade if they so choose. Although Tszyu is naturally the more pressure fighter than Mendoza, Mendoza will go toe-to-toe. Tim should be wary though. Mendoza will allow himself to be bullied a little, lulling you in. Then, with precision timing and speed, he can counter you. Tim should be wary of Mendoza's viper-like uppercut through the middle. Having said that, Tszyu's pressure, tempo, and shot selection is another level. Can Mendoza handle that for 12 rounds? Brian La Bala Mendoza didn't hesitate to accept the fight with Tszyu, and in his own words, when presented with the prospect of facing the menacing Australian, pleaded to, in quotation marks, make the fight happen. Traveling across the globe was also a non-issue for the former New Mexican who these days calls Las Vegas, Nevada, home. La Bala, meaning the bullet when translated from Spanish to English, certainly lives up to his boxing moniker and has displayed this bullet-like speed, accuracy, and power in the ring. Accuracy and power are great things to have, but they are most effective when working in tandem with timing. And watching Mendoza in action, his sense of timing is a well-honed ability, an ability that will be a crucial tool in his arsenal when facing Tszyu this October. In fact, Mendoza is a bit of an all-rounder. It was ringcraft that drew former unified champ Jason Rosario to Mendoza's left in order for Mendoza to open up a better angle for a right uppercut that you could see him preparing to throw. And it was timing and pinpoint accuracy that saw a hellacious uppercut take Rosario out in the 5th round when those two met late in 2022. A fight that Mendoza took with 10 days' notice. It was a willingness to engage on the inside with a fighter who does his best work fighting in the pocket and who was fast becoming the boogeyman at 154 pounds. But against Sebastian Fundora, Mendoza did just this, ultimately catching Fundora and stunning him in his 7th round before putting him to sleep with a vicious right hand. Mendoza has also showed he can take a punch, so again, he's decent in just about all departments. There isn't much separating Tszyu and Brian Mendoza, and they share a lot in common. Mendoza has 22 wins with 2 losses, only 1 professional bout more than the undefeated Tszyu. Both are roughly the same height, with Mendoza being slightly taller, but Tszyu having the slight reach advantage according to BoxRec. Both are punchers with a well-rounded boxing foundation. Mendoza did struggle against a skilled and patient fighter like Jesus Ramos Jr., a southpaw who had recently moved up from welterweight. Tim isn't a southpaw but is patient, skilled, and picks his shots that carry a great deal of power, all the while maintaining a constant presence and incrementally building the tempo. Can Mendoza hold Tim back, or will he succumb to the relentless pressure? If I'm wrong, I'm happy to start wearing jocks with a zipper at the front, but I think both fighters will be each other's toughest test. Both fighters have come across different styles and stances, but of the two, Tszyu has fared better, and I feel has a better developed style and more enduring style over the course of a fight. As the rounds go on, Tszyu tightens the screw on his opponents, and his pace, pressure, and punch accumulation eventually take their toll. Outside of Jermell Charlo, both Tszyu and Mendoza are the top dogs, but this fight will widen that gap between the pair and will help to underline that old boxing axiom: there are levels to this game. I have Tszyu winning by stoppage somewhere in the 7th to 9th round. Thank you for watching Pound for Pound TV. Please remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell for future updates. See you in the next one. Check out our Patreon page to become a Patreon family member, where you'll receive some cool perks. If you're looking for some new threads, we've got t-shirts, hoodies, and much more, so head on over to our Michael Akobi Pound for Pound TV stores. They can be found on Redbubble and Spreadshop. Join me on my travels and head on over to my other YouTube channel titled Barefoot and Free. There you can follow me as I traverse the many parts of our planet and occasionally get into a spot of bother. Nonetheless, it's always fun and entertaining. If you're struggling with some of life's obstacles and challenges, my book How to Get Out of Life Traps might just be the answer that you're looking for to help guide you through the difficult times. It's helped many get past some of their darkest moments, and it might do the same to you. You can purchase it on Amazon, where you can also find a wide range of my other works. Those works include screenplay to book adaptations, a fairly unique concept, with genres covering comedy, heist and revenge, drama, supernatural and crime, if that's more your cup of tea. You can find them by following the link provided.